Have you ever noticed how easily you can offer kind words to a friend who's struggling? But when you're the one going through something hard, the voice in your head becomes cold, critical, or even cruel. You tell yourself you should have done better, that you're falling behind, that you're not enough. This voice becomes louder during moments of pain, failure, or uncertainty. And often, we mistake this voice for motivation. We believe that if we're hard enough on ourselves, we'll somehow get better. But more often than not, it just leaves us feeling small, ashamed, and stuck. What if there were another way? What if the path to healing wasn't through harshness, but through compassion? Self-compassion is not weakness, it's not self-pity, and it's certainly not avoiding responsibility. It's the radical idea that when we're struggling, we deserve kindness, not punishment. Dr. Kristin Neff, one of the leading researchers on self-compassion, defines it as three things: mindfulness, common humanity, and self-kindness. Let's unpack these. First, mindfulness. It means being aware of what we're feeling, without exaggerating it or pushing it away. It's saying, yes, this is hard. Not trying to fix it instantly. Not running from it. Just acknowledging, this hurts. That moment of awareness is powerful, because when we name our pain, we stop being controlled by it. Second, common humanity. This one is often forgotten. When we suffer, we tend to isolate ourselves. We believe we're the only ones feeling this way, the only ones who've failed or fallen short or felt broken. But the truth is, struggle is part of being human. We are not alone. When we realize others have been here too, something shifts inside. Shame starts to loosen its grip. We begin to reconnect with ourselves and with others. And finally, self-kindness. This is perhaps the hardest one. It's the gentle art of treating yourself the way you would treat someone you love. It's learning to speak to yourself with warmth, especially in your most vulnerable moments. Self-kindness says, you're doing your best. It's okay to make mistakes. You are worthy of love, even when things fall apart. When we practice self-compassion, we create space to heal. We stop fueling the inner critic and start nurturing the inner caregiver. But here's the thing, self-compassion doesn't come naturally to most of us. We weren't taught how to be kind to ourselves. Some of us grew up in environments where love had to be earned, where being hard on yourself was praised, where failure meant shame, not growth. So if it feels unfamiliar, that's okay. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned with time and practice. So how do we begin? One simple way is to notice your inner voice. Start by asking, what tone am I using when I talk to myself? Would I say these words to a child, to a friend? When you catch your mind slipping into harshness, pause. Gently say, this is a moment of suffering. And suffering is part of life. May I be kind to myself right now? It might feel awkward at first, but over time, these words become more natural. They start to replace the old scripts of criticism and shame. Another practice is placing your hand on your heart when you're hurting. Feel the warmth. The simple act of soothing touch can signal safety to your nervous system. It says, you're safe now. I'm here for you. And then, there's the power of breath. Just sitting with your breath for a few minutes, slow, gentle, grounded, can reconnect you with the present moment, with your body, with compassion. Self-compassion also doesn't mean we stop striving or growing. It simply means we don't shame ourselves into growth. We grow because we care, not because we fear we're not enough. Think of a plant. It doesn't bloom when you yell at it. It grows when it's nourished. You are the same. When we lead with compassion, something softens inside. We begin to trust ourselves again. We become more resilient, not less. In fact, studies show that people who practice self-compassion are more motivated, more emotionally stable, and better at coping with stress. Why? Because they feel safe enough to try. They're not afraid of their own imperfection. And here's what's truly beautiful. The more compassion we offer ourselves, the more naturally it flows outward. We become more understanding, more present, and more connected to others, not from a place of performance, but from authenticity. Imagine if you could meet your pain with gentleness, if you could allow yourself to be human, to rest when you're tired, to forgive yourself when you fall short, to love yourself. Even here, even now. That is the power of self-compassion, not just as a practice, but as a way of being. It doesn't change what happened, but it changes how you hold it. It turns wounds into wisdom, shame into softness, and survival into healing. You don't have to earn this compassion. You don't have to wait until you're better. You are worthy of it exactly as you are, right here, right now. Take a breath with me. Place your hand over your heart and say quietly to yourself, "May I be kind to myself. May I give myself what I truly need. May I remember, I am not alone. Thank you for being here." If this message touched you, consider sharing it with someone who needs a little extra kindness today. And if you're on a journey of healing, of softening, of returning to yourself, know that you are not alone. On Mind Maps channel, we believe that clarity begins with compassion. Take your time. You're already on the path.